Ibom State government says it will view seriously any acts of rebellion by students of the School of Health Technology, Etinan. Government's position was made public by the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Dominic Ukbong, during a chat with newsmen in his office. Dr. Ukbong expressed concern that the students decided to embark on mass protests rather than employ dialogue in seeking solution to their grievances, which include demands for reduction of school fees, the student management of the school bus, improvement of facilities in the school, and approval to set up a student union government. The commissioner also condemned the action of the protesting students who seized the key to the school bus and the generator room after his visit to the school last Friday, warning that where peace is not restored to the school by Wednesday, and if the illegal students union government election holds, the institution will be closed down.
I have a reason to support this man because from governor to Senate.
It should just happen. To avoid breakdown of law and disorder, government will close the school down. If they don't return to school by Wednesday, that school will close down. Militant people do not deserve to be health professionals. And we are going to ensure that if they allow the school to be closed, then we are going to put a new series of screening for readmission of anybody to the school.
The prelate of the Methodist Church Nigeria, His Eminence Samuel Chukwuemeka Kanuche, has acknowledged the contributions of a lay preacher of Methodist Church Nigeria, Diocese of Ikodobasi, late Akpanet Udokwe, to the development of the diocese. The prelate made the acknowledgement when he paid a condolence visit to the bereaved family at Ikodefre in Idemaya, Ikodobasi local government area. Livingstone Daniel has the rest of the story.
The prelate of the Methodist Church Nigeria, His Eminence Samuel Uche, accompanied by top-ranking church officials, including bishops of various dioceses, was received on arrival at the deceased compound by family members. In his words of consolation to the deceased widow and family, the clergyman charged the family to be strong in their moment of grief, describing death as a visitor every mortal must receive, irrespective of one's position. He advised them to take solace in the fact that the late Elder Akpane Tubudokwe lived a life worthy of emulations, stressing that the story of Methodist Church Nigeria, Diocese of Ikodobasi, will not be complete without mention being made to Elder Okwe for his contributions, both as a lay preacher and lay president.
Well, it's never that your children should die. Thank you for a life well spent in your service and that of humanity. The life of our daddy, our husband, our father and friend, upon advance.
In an interview with AKBC 45 News, the deceased wife, Akaka Aniema Okwe, and son, Mr. Udoto Budobud, described her husband and father as a detribalized person whose relationship with everyone, irrespective of age, race, or status, was cordial. He said the family will miss the deceased wife's counsel, which they noted has spurred them to greater height, and call for prayers for the family in time like this.
They went to bring going for a payment, women, and I would do us in fun. I can't even call it for them in fun. And I'm quite young, so you dead, you're on them.
It is a matter for the history. And I want to thank God that in the month that we are burying our father, the prelate has also scheduled his visit to Nigeria. We feel honored, we feel elated that he has, despite his crowded programs, found time to console our family.
The brief history of Elder Akpane Tubudokwe indicated that he was born on the 25th of December 1924 to the family of Williams Etugudo in the Korefre, Ikanabasi local government area. He had his education at Methodist Primary School, Ibekwe, Methodist College, Uzakali, and University of Nigeria, Nsukka, where he graduated in 1967 with bachelor's degree in history and French. He taught in various schools before his retirement in 1983. Between 1973 and 1975, Elder Akpan served as a commissioner, Public Service Commission of the then Southeastern State. In 1983, he contested and won election into the then Cross River House of Assembly. He was a devoted Christian of a Methodist faith, an elder, a lay preacher, treasurer, and lay president of the church in the Korabasi Diocese. He will be laid to rest on Friday, 30th October 2015. Livingston Daniel reporting.
A meeting of the Akwa Ibom State Council of the Nigeria Association of Women Journalists, NAWOJ, goes today at the NUJ Press Center. Uyo time for the meeting is 11 o'clock in the morning. A statement by the Secretary of NAWOJ, Dragekong, has requested members to attend the meeting prepared to contribute ideas that will take the association to greater heights. We take a break here. When we return, more news for you. Stay with us. Thank you for being there. Women from Uyo, Oboetum, Ikodibo, Ikod, Akpan, and Etinan centers of the Akwa Ibom West Division of the Salvation Army have benefited from health talks and skills acquisition at this year's home rally of the church. The 3-day spiritual exercise with the theme "Come and See the Wonders of the Lord," put together by the Divisional Director for Women Ministries, took place at the Salvation Army, Ikodebo Central Corps, Etinan local government area. Etienne Oibanga filed in the report presented from our studios.
The women participated in March past in appreciation of God's benevolence on them, as well as rendered songs of praises to God for His care and grace. In a sermon, the Divisional Director for Women Ministries, Major Christina Sampson, said those who put their trust and hope in God will see wonders. She assured the congregation that when they look unto God, their labor would not be in vain, as God will throw open every closed doors and change situations in their lives. Major Sampson called for repentance, saying that those who received Christ as their Savior will have divine breakthrough and testimony. She thanked the women for conducting themselves orderly and taking part effectively in all activities of the rally, and prayed God to reward them.
Today you will experience the Lord's wonders, and your life will be full of praises. We cannot see wonders of God when we live in a sinful life.
On her part, the Divisional Home League Sergeant Emma Akanapan noted that the rally was spiritually rewarding, as women benefited from teachings to transform their lives. She commended all officers, coordinators, and home leagues for ensuring the success of this year's rally, and prayed God to strengthen them to put into practice what they have been taught. The service featured song rendition, testimonies, and launching of the 2016 diary. At the event, prizes were given to Uyo, Oboetum, Ikoti Borikot, Ikot Akpan, and the host, Etinan centers, which took part in sword drills, recitation, and drama. Some participants spoke on the benefit of the home rally.
rally has been so successful. We started since Friday. The teaching, the lectures, the preaching, the theme was come and see the wonders of the Lord. There is nobody that has not been touched by the love of God. Handwork. Powder. Then handwork.
Treasure World Evangelical Ministry has celebrated her 4th anniversary convention. The 5-day convention, which ended with a Thanksgiving service, drew members from other branches of the ministry who thanked God for His mercies on them. Imo Mana reports that the anniversary convention, which held at the provincial headquarters, Treasure World Evangelical Ministry, number 7, ABMM Street, Uyo, featured dance, drama, and song ministration.
The Thanksgiving service commenced with a praise and worship session in which the church faithful displayed scintillating dance steps. The officiating minister, Apostle Ralph Williams, who spoke on the topic, I Am Unstoppable, charged the congregation to involve God in all their dealings. He encouraged them to bear positive fruits and commit their ways unto the Lord.
You are unstoppable because God is with you. What is with you determines your expansion and exploit.
In an interview, the host minister of Treasure World Ministry, Pastor Grace Williams, expressed gratitude to God for the success of the event and enumerated God's benevolence in the life of the church members.
The Holy Spirit has used this convention to impact something glorious in the life of people. And you can witness it in the congregation today. There was joy in the midst of people. People were happy and rejoicing in His presence.
Highlights of the Thanksgiving service included song rendition from different choir groups and drama presentation. Some church members said the convention has renewed their spiritual life.
The service was awesome. It was very impactful. The people got the wonderful thing in the lives of people, the manifestation of the Spirit.
The impact of forest afforestation, deforestation, and reforestation on world climatic conditions were the issues dissected at the 2-day national workshop organized by the state chapter of the Forestry Association of Nigeria. With the theme, Forest and Climatic Change, the workshop attracted academics, practitioners, and students of forestry to the auditorium of the Center for Entrepreneurial Development Town Campus of the University of Uyo. Florence Omoitu was there.
The representative of the State Governor and Commissioner for Environment and Mineral Resources, Dr. Iniobong Essien, declared the sessions open. He remarked that negative climate changes are triggered by people's negative actions or inactions and urged the participants to trigger individuals and especially women to identify ways they have contributed to negative climatic changes with a view to better management and positive changes. The Commissioner said that the state government has already keyed into revamping the climate and environment by planting commemorative trees, establishing a recycling plant, and building an energy bulb factory in the state. Earlier, the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Uyo, Professor Comfort Ekpo, represented by Professor Tricia, climate change has led to marked rise in global temperature. Changes in rainfall patterns, wind and atmospheric pressure, as well as the gradual melting of the polar ice shield, resulting in the rise of ocean levels and catastrophic flooding in low-lying regions. The resultant unpredictability, Professor Ekpo said, has caused uncertainty in planting and harvesting seasons and affected expected crop yields, especially in arid and semi-arid regions. The University of Uyo Vice-Chancellor expressed the hope that the workshop will engender ideas towards the mitigation of climatic change disasters.
Elements of changing climate, such as changing temperatures, changing precipitation patterns, and increasing concentration of atmospheric carbon dioxide have impact on natural and modified forests.
The chairman of the Association of Nigeria, who was also the chairman on the occasion, Dr. Samuel Udofia, pinpointed the culprits of climate change as deforestation, burning of fossil fuels such as coal, oil and natural gas, which release carbon dioxide and greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, thereby posing challenges to the survival of humanity and affecting the economy negatively. Dr. Udofia cited Akwa Ibom State as one of the littoral states in Nigeria which is susceptible to unpredictable flooding and erosion, stating that the workshop will bring succor in terms of sustainable forest resources management as an enduring intervention. The FAN chairman also called for the masses' greater participation in afforestation and reforestation as a sure means of stemming the tide of negative climatic changes. In a keynote address, the Dean, Faculty of Agriculture, Professor Ini Akpabio, said that despite global recognition of the place of the rainforest in engendering clement climate, the forest is fast disappearing, leading to aggregated atmospheric pollution, decreased rainfall, drought, and loss of valuable water bodies. He recommended sustainable management of the remaining tracts of rainforest, constitution of more strict nature reserves (SNR), and the promotion of the organized land use systems like agroforestry practices.
Forests improve water quality, to prevent soil erosion, regulate rainfall, provide food, provide medicine, provide energy and timber.
In a lead paper, Professor Enefio Udo of the Department of Forestry and Natural Environment Management linked forest and climate change to the carbon cycle, submitting that forests act as natural carbon sinks, while deforestation leads to the release of carbon.
Illegal oil refining camps destroyed by the Nigerian Navy in Delta State. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) publishes a report of its operations for the period between January and August 2015. And Russia's President Vladimir Putin defends his country's military operations in Syria. Mercy Akara tells us more on this and other stories in our national and foreign news segments.
The Nigerian Navy has destroyed 50 illegal oil refining camps and 150 drums of locally refined diesel in Delta State. Boats used to convey the illegal crude for refining were destroyed during the raid. No arrest was made as the oil thieves fled on sighting the naval ship. The Naval Command has said the pursuit of criminals along waterways continues and has advised youths to engage in legitimate businesses. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Navy has warned that it will not spare any of its officers caught in illegal activities or infringing on the rights of civilians, adding that all of its officers are expected to conduct themselves positively in order to contribute to nation building. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) has begun a monthly publication of its provisional, financial and operational reports. The details of the report include an overview of NNPC's operations across the oil and gas value chain, upstream, midstream and downstream, as well as NNPC's agency functions on behalf of the federal government for the period between January and August 2015. The report showed that the total export of crude oil and gas for January to August 2015 was $3.420 billion and indicates that a total of $723.8 billion has so far been paid into the Federal Accounts Allocation Committee for domestic crude oil and gas sales proceeds from January to August 2015. The Confederation of African Football has shortlisted 37 nominees for the African Player of the Year Awards 2015. Former captain of the Super Eagles, Vincent Enyema, alongside his successor, Ahmed Musa, are among the shortlisted nominees. Nigerians who have won the African Player of the Year Award are Kanu Nwankwo, Rashidi Yekini, Victor Ikpeba, and Emmanuel Amunike. The 2014 award was won by Yaya Toure of Cote d'Ivoire, a four-time winner of the award. South Africa's ruling party, the ANC, has voted to withdraw from the International Criminal Court, ICC, because it believes the ICC is no longer a principle that is fair for everybody. South Africa's ANC's decision was made known after the National General Council meeting of the party. The country's ruling party has said it plans to leave the ICC because its government is facing criticism for ignoring a court order to arrest Sudan's president, Omar al-Bashir, when he visited the country for the African Union Congress. South Africa's parliament, which has the ANC's majority, will now debate the country's ICC membership. Russia's President Vladimir Putin has defended his country's military operations in Syria, saying the aim is to stabilize the legitimate authority of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. The US and UK governments have accused Russia of attacking mainly anti-Assad groups rather than the jihadists. US officials say Russia has directed parts of its airstrike against US-funded groups in efforts to weaken them. Putin has denied that was the case. Critics of Russia's intervention have argued that strengthening Syria's al-Assad government will only make compromise more difficult, as the Western-backed opposition group said the strikes will undermine any efforts to reach a settlement.
A quick reminder that you can also watch AKBC TV News online by logging on to akbconline.org, or you can follow us on Twitter at AKBC45. You're on Facebook at AKBC Channel 45. That's our package for this morning. But before we go, another look at the top stories. The State Deputy Governor, Mr. Moses Ekpo, has advised journalists to practice the profession within the ambit of the law. Mr. Ekpo gave the advice when a group which called itself Team Integrity 2015 called on him. We also brought you a report that the Nigerian Navy has destroyed illegal oil refinery camps in Delta State. That was the news. Thanks for watching and do have a blessed day. Good morning.